My name is Lindis Starr. I'm from Aotearoa, New Zealand, and I'm from Auckland.
Now, what was that word you said before New Zealand?
Aotearoa. It means the land of the long white cloud, and it's Maori, and it's the name for New Zealand.
So then who are the Maoris?
They're the native people, the indigenous people of New Zealand. And the official name of the Green Party is the Green Party of Aotearoa, New Zealand.
And what's the significance of that?
I think it talks about the whole merging together of the cultures and honouring each other's cultures.
So, you're in the United States,
Yes.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
First U.S. Green experience?
Yes, the first US experience, first time I've been here.
Entirely. And what's the difference in Greens, both politically and culturally?
The thing that strikes me is how similar the Greens are, that I just feel so comfortable here, that sitting in a room full of Greens here is just like sitting in a room full of Greens at home, and you can just feel as comfortable and just be yourself and just say hi to people and give your honest opinion on things. You don't have to sort of think, oh, I've got to be culturally sensitive here, because actually they all tend to think pretty much the same.
Why is that? Why do you think there's a similarity between countries?
Oh, it's because of sometimes it's just that we've got common interests, that we've got the same kinds of problems going on and things like that. Sometimes it's a more formal thing, like we have the 4 pillars that underscore the aims of
So the common philosophy.
The common philosophy.
Yeah.
So, and that I know that's been worked out quite a formal basis. So I think that those 4 pillars are an expression of what happens naturally anyway.
As a U.S. person, if you could speak to people across the U.S. about how our country and our government is perceived in your country, both by Greens and the people at large, what would you communicate?
I would say not favourably, because obviously you tend to judge a country by its spokespeople, and the spokespeople we see are people like George Bush and Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell, and they are obviously not representative of all people in the US, but that's who we see.
And before with Clinton and Gore?
Yeah, it was better. I think Bill Clinton was just as popular in New Zealand as he was here. He visited New Zealand, and everyone just sort of turned out on the streets to wave at him and stuff. Whereas if George Bush visited, I don't think it'd be like that.
And what role did the New Zealand Greens play in the international discussion in your country about the invasion of Iraq?
Oh, we were very strongly against it. That we were the only party in Parliament. We have a multi-party system, parliamentary system, and we're a very small part of that, a very small party. But the 2 major parties both wanted to contribute substantially to the Iraqi war, and the Green Party said, no, we don't want to do that. And as a result, the public opinion came out in favour of the Green Party stance, and we didn't contribute troops to the war.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, tell me a little bit, you were convener of the party when?
Yeah, until May of 04.
So you took it through the difficult period when the Labour Party was attacking you.
I just need to clarify that actually I was the convener of the Auckland province of the Green Party, so a much smaller role. But
your party went through a time where you're running for national elections, Labour Party attacked you on genetically engineered foods.
Well, the difficult time that I was actually one of the conveners for was during the time when we had a moratorium on genetic engineering, and it expired in October of 03. And that was a very difficult time. We marched, we were adamant we didn't want the moratorium to expire. We wanted it to extend so that we didn't ever have GE food in New Zealand. And it expired despite our best efforts. And that was a really rather depressing time. And it was a time when members of the party wanted us to just pull out of everything. They wanted us to completely disagree with everything else that the government was doing on the basis of principle. And we said that we won't trade across issues, that we would still support the party on issues that were different to genetic modification.
Right.
And that was a difficult time internally and externally within the party.
So what does that teach you about just how Greens handle power?
It's always going to be difficult. There's always going to be a conflict between what your heart tells you want to do and the practicalities of being in politics. And I don't think there's any right answer. I think you've just got to do what's right at the time.
Do you think Greens have more difficulty with power than other people, other parties?
More difficulty in that we see the complexities of it, that we have such strong principles, that we're put there because of principle. We put ourselves up as people who are standing there on principle rather than just on power. And yeah, then it becomes difficult to maintain that. So yeah, it's hard.
How have you liked being an independent party after leaving the Alliance?
I wasn't a member of the Green Party during the Alliance years, and I don't think I would have been. For me, the Green Party is the Green Party. It's different to any other party. And it has the whole international thing, and that's why I'm a member of the party.
Well, you're in the United States. Politically, you talked a little bit before about U.S. Greens being similar, you felt at home. Politically, how do you see our situation, our challenges? We're making a presidential choice. We're in this current situation.
It's one major difference is that you're still in a two-party first-past-the-post system, whereas our system is MMP, mixed member proportional representation, and that makes every difference in the world. And I know that in the days of the Values Party, the precursor to the Green Party in New Zealand, we were in that situation where a vote for the Values Party was a vote on principle. It was a protest vote rather than a vote for anyone you actually expected to get into power, and that's a totally different dynamic to what we have now.
Thank you. Well, happy to have you.
And nice to be here.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks.